Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. I want you to get comfortable because today I have another special treat for you. We're going to be taking a look at another plot twist compilation, and this one has some people that will have us just shaking our heads, okay? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you for joining me. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this.
Aisha's whole world turned upside down the day I fell out of that truck. It was very degrading to have to ask my wife to go back to work. I didn't feel like a man no more.
Chad kicks us off right and chooses delivery pizza for breakfast. Ooh, my favorite. 2 pepperoni pies to be exact. He lost his job as a truck driver because he could no longer fit in the truck, and his wife had to go back to work to support him and their kids. That's how he ended up this way, sadly. Nothing has changed for him since then.
We are a family, but it doesn't feel that way. When he fell out of the truck, he got it into his head. I can't do it.
Food is definitely killing me.
So it looks like originally he was the breadwinner for the family, but at some point, due to his weight, he had to stop working and his wife had to go back to work. And I mean, while I don't see anything wrong with that, as far as the wife being able to contribute to the family, I definitely see it as a problem if he's not being able to contribute himself anymore. I mean, I don't know if he's getting benefits or something, that might be the case, but either way, you're the man, you know, and let's be honest, we expect women to cook and clean, whether they work or not, and they have children, so men should provide to some degree. I mean, I know in today's society, it does take 2 incomes, and I'm aware of that, but yeah, just like how I gotta come to the table with something, a man definitely should too.
Food is the only thing in my life that's never changed. It's always been there.
Yeah, can I get 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fries? That'll be it.
He hates his life, but it does not stop him from getting 2 burgers and 2 fries for a quick snack while he's out and about.
And you know something? I'm going to go ahead and say this. The invention of the drive-thru has literally been the downfall of the United States, like at this point, because think about it. Before drive-thrus exist, you didn't have 600-pound people, and if you did, they were on some farm somewhere where they had enough food to sit there and overeat like that. But it's the fact that we have food so readily available to people, and they can just pull up, get as much trash food as quickly as they want to, and then pull up and get some more for such a cheap price. And I'm glad food is affordable for people, but at the same time, if people don't have a limit and you don't know how to restrict yourself, this is what it's going to cause, and this is truly disgusting. And I hate to use such harsh words because I know there's a lot of people that watch me and think that, you know, sometimes I can be a little mean, but somebody has to say it, because it's got to be a point in time where we're so disgusted by this that we stop doing it.
Does hate his life a little less when he's eating. So he's too big to hang out with his family at the park, but he still insists on eating McDonald's on the way there. These 600-pound lifers cannot resist the drive-thru.
Their lives now revolve around me. Hey, Quay. Actually, there's my water right there.
For lunch, his wife deep fries some chicken wings and he slams down some Pepsi. Fried chicken wings are another meal that is slowly but surely killing this country.
Oh my goodness. This chicken looks greasy as all hell is. And it looks so cloudy too, like they've been probably reusing the grease. I'm sorry, that is so cheap and disgusting to do that. And I also want to notice his wife is kind of on the thin side. Like, is she a female feeder? I'm just saying.
I don't know why I can't stop.
And I feel like I'm worthless. There's a lot of days I wonder if this is the day where Aisha's had enough. What's her breaking point before she finally says, I can't do it no more?
His 10-year-old daughter feeds him and brings him whatever he needs. This man dips his fries into a giant bowl of ketchup and sits there getting waited on hand and foot. Talk about the life. I don't know if it's a good one, but it is the life.
This is not my Chad that I fell in love with. Now I'm fighting to keep my family together. The kids should have to.
You're right. And I am an advocate for all children out there to have their parents or whatever guardian. If you have children that you're responsible for, it's your duty to care for them and see them all throughout their lifetime if you can. You know, maybe not until the very end for them, because of course you do have an age difference and you're going to be much older than them. But at the end of the day, if you're responsible for a child, you want to see them through. Like, I want to be there to see my great-grandchildren, if possible. Like, literally, hashtag living to 100, baby. Okay? I'm trying. Like, I'm the kind of person, I eat a lot of fruit, vegetables in my diet. I exercise throughout the week. I de-stress. A lot of times diseases and things like that are because our bodies are in dis-ease, meaning we're disturbed mentally a lot of times, and that can manifest itself in a sickness or a health issue. Imagine how much older we could live to be, you know, if we weren't filling our bodies with junk and filling our minds with the same crap, you know?
His wife is brought to tears by his laziness, crying to the camera, telling them how much he's changed since Chad got that big. Then the camera cuts and he's eating an entire plate of banana pudding. So sad. It does make me wonder though how much of each item of food has been downed in one sitting in this world.
I found a doctor online in the Houston area,
He said he would see me.
and we're selling the only thing that we own, which is our house. This is the biggest leap of faith we have ever taken.
The next day, he wakes up and devours a dozen donuts as his wife.
Glad they brought up the donuts, because I want to point it out. Like, if you guys notice, in every 600-pound life episode, donuts are involved. If that's not a food that people should just avoid at this point, like, clearly it turns you into a 600-pound life person. Like, you shouldn't even eat donuts at all anymore.
Wife and kids pack up the entire house for him to move to Houston. Not the right way to start off your big visit with Dr. Now. And I do mean big.
It's been a hard few days on the road, and I just hope it's all worth it.
Oh, where's my reception?
On the car ride over, his wife only brings him one sandwich to eat, not two. Honestly, he looks like more of a 3 to 4 sandwich type of guy, but that's just me. When he notices this, she puts her hand over her mouth in fear.
Uh-oh. Now, what do you think he was about to do? Something like this? Hey, shout out to Boogie2988, okay? Because that guy has been on YouTube for quite a while.
What'll happen if Chad doesn't get his precious second sandwich? He looks livid, but I'm glad he doesn't make it his wife's problem.
When I start my day, I can't wait to start eating.
Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna send it up.
My dad will make me a plate and send it up to me so I don't have to go downstairs again until breakfast. I know I overeat.
See what I mean about the donuts? Look at this. Stuffing her face with the donuts right here. And her dad was too lazy to even carry him up the stairs. Now, don't get me wrong. He, at this point, doesn't owe a grown daughter food at all. Like, you should be taking your fat, lazy self down those stairs, not making your parents wait on you hand and foot, number one. But just the laziness of the whole household as a whole. The fact that they're literally using some kind of handicapped person chair that takes you up and down the stairs to take her meal. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But food makes me happy.
Just like Chad, Nikki loves donuts too. Her first meal of the day is 3 donuts. 2 chocolate frosted ones glazed with a giant glass of Southern sweet tea. Her parents bring the groceries and snacks right upstairs so she doesn't need to come down.
We wait on Nikki like you would an invalid. And I've asked myself so many times, what is the difference between enabling and helping? When am I enabling her and when am I helping her? I just know that I'm losing my daughter a pound at a time.
He even
Wow. And you can imagine the guilt as a parent looking at your child like that and seeing the life that they have and the things that they're missing out on. Most of us parents want to see our children go far in life and do a lot of things and bring children into the world themselves so that we can have some grandbabies. You have a grown daughter who's stuck in your house, so big that she needs all of this help, and this man looks like he's up in age, he's obviously elderly. He shouldn't even be having to do this at this point. Like, you've got young people not living past their parents, they're in worse physical shape than their parents. What is society becoming? You know, and again, it all started with fast food, drive-thrus, laziness, wanting everything in instant gratification right now. This is what society is.
starts to cry when he realizes he's enabling her, and it truly does break my heart to hear that he's losing more of her with every pound she gains. That really is a good way to put it, though.
Now, I have no idea how high I'm up to.
How's that?
Perfect. Chris has cerebral palsy, and in many instances, my limitations far exceed his. And that's a big statement.
She does make her way downstairs for dinner, though. Dinner looks like biscuits and gravy or chicken and dumplings of some sort. Her brother has cerebral palsy, and Nikki can literally do less than him. Those are her words, not mine.
Wow. That's very unfortunate. Now I feel for her parents even more. So they have a son that's physically handicapped due to cerebral palsy, which is obviously something that he couldn't control, they couldn't control. You're just born with that, like due to whatever complications happen. But his sister's complications have been brought on by her obesity, which is simply her poor lifestyle choices. And as you can see, everything they eat is literally a carb. If that's not gonna make you guys starve yourselves today or just like strictly eat protein today, I don't know what is, because I honestly love watching these kind of videos. They motivate me to exercise, eat right, avoid junk food, because I don't wanna be them. I don't want my life to be cut short, be unhealthy and unhappy and miserable because of food. It's never worth it.
He was born with this disease and she gave this disease to herself. That's crazy. Pretty profound when you put it that way.
Can I get 2 glazed, 2 chocolate ice, and donut holes? My reward for getting up and being a human being is that I get donuts.
Still though,
My reward for getting up and being a human being is that I get donuts. More donuts. Because apparently you started your day with donuts that your dad sent you up on your brother's freaking handicapped person chair that takes him up the stairs. That's also your breakfast platter server. And your 3rd round of donuts this morning. Is this all the same day? My gosh.
oh, the very next morning, Nikki orders 2 glazed donuts, 2 chocolate milks, and some donut holes.
I don't want people knowing that I'm eating donuts every morning. So I always come through here and throw away my trash on my way to work.
She hides the evidence on the way to work, although it is pretty obvious what her eating habits are just by looking at her.
And if I don't lose this weight, I'll die. I feel like I have a funeral planned more than I have a wedding planned. I'm at that point where I have nowhere else to go.
She hides a bunch of snacks around her house and dives in late at night and cries about potentially never getting married. The irony of the feeling good snacks bag in front of her is astounding.
You know, and that actually makes me feel pretty sorry for her. I hate people's unfulfilled desires. I hate the idea of people going through life and not getting the things that they really want. I like to hear stories where people actually overcame and got what they want and lived happily ever after. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like to hear. This is really pitiful. This is really sad. And I sincerely hope that this lady is going to be able to turn her situation around so she can get married. Because you got to think about it. If her parents are getting older and she's got a brother who's, like, I'll use the term they called it, invalid. If he's in that situation, who's going to care for them when they're dead and gone? Let's be honest. Because she's not in a condition to do it. And you would hope that she would be the next person to take care of him. But she's got to get her own life together first.
Why do you need all that candy?
Because candy's something that I love. How many want? 1 or 2? Any bread for meatloaf?
We got everything?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You guys, I don't mean to be so mean, but just look at the size of these 2 right here. Their bodies are so wide. They practically take up the whole aisle, just the 2 of them standing there. You know, I mean, geez, they're just big legs, big arms, big backs, just big people.
When he goes grocery shopping, it's clear to see what his interests are. He says the candy aisle is one of his favorite places in the entire world. His sister questions why he needs so much candy, but she already knows why. He's like an addict, and that's what he craves.
What do you need those for? You?
Because I can. They're mine. They're going to my room.
He even gets defensive when she suggests not buying certain snacks.
At a certain point in time, I'm not even gonna care anymore. Like, their whole grocery cart is probably nothing but snacks. I mean, let's be honest. The way the 600-pound life people shop is unreal to me. Like, I mean, the snack items that they purchase are like their meals. You know, all those carbs, all that processed crap, that's the stuff they plan to combine to eat. When I go grocery shopping, it's like 90% of the food is from the produce section or like the meat section. And then the rest is like filler stuff for like sides, rice, condiments, maybe some noodles or something if I'm making a pasta. We only might get 1 pack of donuts for the whole week. Whereas these people shop and their whole cart is literally donuts, cookies, cakes, ice cream, chips, sodas, all of this stuff combined, making this huge gigantic person. And they are so confused as to why. Looking around like,
Why am I fat and everyone else so skinny?
Well, these people just eat whatever they want and they're so skinny. No, it's not that they eat whatever they want. Nobody eats whatever they want and stays skinny. People are a certain weight and look a certain way because they have worked for it. I don't care what anybody says. Those people who are skinny like that and claim like, oh, I'm just naturally skinny, I eat whatever I want, I eat a ton of food. No, they don't. They might eat once a day. They might be on that OMAD diet, 1 meal a day, okay? You might see them eat that burger and that fries, but that's probably literally all they're gonna eat today. You know, like calories in versus calories out. If your weight is low, then that means you're not getting a lot of calories. If your weight is high, that means you're getting a lot of calories. When people start to actually realize that, then they can make the necessary changes they need to make in their life for whatever they need to do.
You can see it in his face and hear it in his voice. He makes it sound like they're taking candy from a big giant baby, which technically they would be.
And when I start to crave it, I don't want to hear what anybody else thinks. I just take it to my room and eat alone. You know, I just don't want to stop. Everything tastes good and you never get that full feeling, so you just want to keep going.
He takes a bag of sour gummy worms and hides it away in his room like a true addict. I mean, that's a top tier candy, but still, you got a problem. It's truly sad to see someone so young be so misguided.
Can you guys imagine eating an entire bag of gummy worms? Those sour ones, like my cheeks, like, I don't know if you guys eat candies and stuff and like the back of your throat like tingles like crazy right here. It makes my mouth hurt.
It's just water. You take that?
Nothing else exists while I'm eating. Everything else just fades away for a few minutes. And when it stops, I'm just looking for them.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it really quick because you guys, look at that dog ass refrigerator. Like, that is like a 600-pound life's-person dream refrigerator. No, that's an everyday person dream refrigerator. Like, look at that. Like, it looks like you could store him in there.
Next time I can eat.
Next up, Randy can't help but immediately dig into the pie the family just bought at the grocery store. If I was them, I wouldn't even keep food like that in the house. Not only is it unhealthy for Randy, but he'll probably eat all the damn pie before anyone else can have a slice.
Is dinner ready yet?
Yes.
Oh, let's eat. I just love food, and I can't stop. I don't know how.
He needs to lose weight, or I don't know, I fear for his life.
I guess I have to get seconds.
He definitely needs help. I mean, he's my best friend. I would kill myself without it.
For dinner, he gets a bigger portion than anyone else and washes it all down with a giant soda. To no one's surprise, not even my own, he goes back to the stove for seconds.
Of course he does, because he didn't get enough the first time. He only had one plate to begin with. You guys know how these 600-pound life people roll. They usually have a plate for each limb. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like,
I have a wife and a son, and I try to get up before them because if they see me eating as much as I do, they're going to say something. But I just want to eat a snack without someone giving me looks, telling me that I eat too much, or criticizing me about what I eat.
Next up, we got Gideon. Actually wakes up earlier than his family so he can eat a private breakfast all to himself. It's nothing fancy though today. Just a turkey and cheese sandwich with some juice, followed by a bowl of pudding. Remember folks, that's just the pregame. We're just getting warmed up, baby.
I'll see a place and I'll start to crave something they have. Good morning.
oh my goodness, secret eaters. That's exactly what you have with a lot of overweight people. When you see them, they like literally nibble on lettuce or celery, and then behind closed doors, they're truffling down donuts, pies, whole puddings, whatever. Even if he was eating diet food, people would be making comments on it just because he's fat. And that's an unfortunate situation because people look at it like no matter what you do, at some point or another, you overate. And so now you don't deserve the food I guess you're getting. I don't know if that's what people think, but it just seems like it.
Do you have apple fritters? Oh, I want 2 of those. And then a chocolate long john, 2 of those. Do you have like a mixed dozen? If there's one thing I know, it's a good apple fritter.
Before a family party, Gideon has to stop and get 2 apple fritters, a mixed dozen of donuts, and something called a chocolate long john from a donut shop.
I'm at the point where I'm seeing my future and it's very bleak. And I don't want Jonathan to have to bury me. Something's got to change. But I don't know how to stop eating.
Even at the family party, he eats way more food than everyone. And even gets handed a second plate of food by none other than his wife.
Wifey's giving him the extra food. Of course, most of the time these people have to have an enabler to get to that big. But anyway, you guys, if I have learned anything from this video, I have learned that donuts will no longer be a part of my diet. Don't forget to leave me a comment and tell me what you think. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you next time.